before bed. Tonight, we read Think Again by Adam Grant. A gentle truth to rest on tonight, that you are allowed to change your mind, that the person you were this morning does not have to be the person who falls asleep tonight, and that there is a soft, quiet freedom in not having to be right. So let the day settle now. Let your shoulders come down, away from your ears. Let the back of your head grow heavy on the pillow. There is nothing left to decide tonight. No argument left to win. No one left to convince. Think for a moment of how much of your day was spent being sure. Sure about the route to take. Sure about what someone meant by that one short message. Sure about who was right and who was wrong. Sure about yourself, about your work, about the way the world is. Think of the small disagreement that flared up today and how quickly you knew you were right. Think of the opinion you offered without ever pausing to wonder if it was true. Think of the person you had already decided about long before they spoke. We do this all day. We decide, and then we stop looking. We carry so many certainties through a single day. We hold them tight, the way you might hold a set of keys in a crowd, quietly afraid that if we loosened our grip, we might lose something. We might lose ourselves. But tonight, you can set the keys down. Tonight, you don't have to be sure of anything. You don't have to defend a single belief. You can let your mind go soft and open, like a hand uncurling in the dark. We move through life so certain and so rarely still. When someone disagrees with us, we feel it in the body. A small heat, a tightening, a readiness to argue. When we're proven wrong, we flinch, as if something has been taken from us. We treat our opinions like belongings, like things we own, like things that, if questioned, leave us standing there with nothing. It's an old habit. For most of human time, to be wrong was to be in danger. To change your mind was to look weak in front of the others. So we learned to dig in, to stand our ground, to mistake stubbornness for strength. And that old instinct still lives in us. Even here, even now, even lying safe and warm in the dark, with no one to fight. And tonight, we're going to loosen all of that, gently, without force. We're going to learn that changing your mind is not losing. It might be the most quietly courageous thing a person can do. Let me tell you about the man who wrote this book. Adam Grant spends his days studying how people think and how they work and why we are the way we are. He's a psychologist who teaches at a great university, the kind of person who is endlessly curious about the hidden machinery of the mind. He has spent years watching how people make decisions, how they argue, how they cling, and how very rarely they let go. And somewhere in all that watching, he noticed something almost everyone misses. We spend so much of our lives learning how to think, in school, at work, in every test we're ever given. But almost no one ever teaches us how to rethink, how to go back, how to look again at something we already believe and ask softly, what if I have this wrong? He saw it everywhere. Brilliant people, clever people, clinging to old ideas long past the point where the ideas still served them. Experts, so certain of their expertise that they stopped being able to see what was new. The more they knew, the less they questioned. Their knowledge became a kind of prison with very comfortable walls. He found a strange and quiet truth: that being smart does not protect you from this. Sometimes it makes it worse. The sharper you are at building arguments, the better you become at defending the very beliefs you should be letting go. Cleverness can become a fortress around a mistake. And he saw the opposite too: the rare ones who could hold a belief lightly, who could be shown a better way and feel not shame, but relief, almost joy. People who, when proven wrong, would lean in instead of pulling back, who treated a new idea the way a tired traveler treats an open door. And that is the seed of this book. A simple, surprising question. What if the most important skill is not knowing, but the willingness to know again? So here is what this book is really asking. Not what do you believe, but how do you hold what you believe? With a closed fist or an open hand? Because there is a way of carrying our certainties that quietly hardens us. And there is another way, a softer way, a way that keeps us learning all the way to the end of our lives. And the whole of this book is the slow, kind journey from the first way to the second. There's a second question hidden underneath, and it's even quieter than the first. It's this: who am I if I'm allowed to be wrong? Most of us never ask it. We build a self out of our certainties, brick by brick, and then we spend our lives defending the house. But what if you are not the house at all? What if you are the one who gets to keep building and rebuilding for as long as you live? That is the question this book lays gently in your hands. So let me give you a small picture to carry into sleep. Adam Grant says that when our beliefs are challenged, most of us slip into one of three familiar moods without even noticing. Sometimes we become the preacher. We have a belief that feels sacred to us, and the moment it's questioned, we rise up to defend it. We sermonize. We protect the thing we hold holy. Sometimes we become the prosecutor. We see the flaw in what someone else is saying, and something in us lights up. We gather our arguments. We build our case. We set out to prove them wrong. And sometimes we become the politician. We're not really trying to find what's true. We're trying to be liked. We tell people what they want to hear. We campaign. We seek the warm approval of the room. You can feel each of these in yourself, can't you? The preacher, when something you hold dear is mocked. The prosecutor, when you catch someone in a contradiction and feel that little spark of triumph. The politician, when you soften your real view just to keep the peace at the table. None of these are bad people. They are simply all of us on an ordinary day. And here is the gentle truth. All three of those moods feel like thinking, but none of them are. In every one of them, our mind is already made up. The preacher, the prosecutor, the politician, they have all stopped looking. They are only performing what they already believe. But there is a fourth way to be, and this is the heart of the whole book. You can choose to be the scientist, not a scientist in a white coat, not someone with a laboratory, simply a person who treats their own beliefs as things to be tested, gently, honestly. A scientist doesn't say, "I am right." A scientist says, "Let me see." They hold a belief the way you might hold a guess, open to the possibility that the world might know better than they do. They don't fall in love with their conclusions. They fall in love with the search. And when the evidence points somewhere new, they go. Not reluctantly, gladly. Because to a true scientist, being shown a better answer is not a defeat. It is the whole reason they came. Imagine how that feels in the body. The preacher is tense. The prosecutor is sharp. The politician is anxious, always reading the room. But the scientist is calm, curious, almost playful, because nothing is at stake. There is no self to defend. Only something true, waiting to be found, and you can be that person. Tonight, you already are, lying here in the dark, with no case to win, no sermon to give, nothing to prove to anyone, just a quiet, curious mind, resting in the not knowing. Notice how good that feels, to not have an answer ready, to let a question simply hang in the air, unanswered, and to be at peace with it. So much of our tiredness comes from the effort of always seeming sure, of holding the pose. And tonight, you can set that effort down. You can let yourself not know. And in that soft, open space, something in you can finally rest. So why is it so hard? Why do we cling? Why does being wrong feel like falling? Because somewhere along the way, we tied our beliefs to ourselves. We let our opinions become our identity. We stopped saying, I think this, and started feeling I am this. And once a belief becomes part of who you are, letting it go feels like dying a little. An attack on the idea feels like an attack on you. So you defend it, not because it's true, but because it's yours. This is the quiet trap. We grow attached, not to what is real, but to what is familiar. We'd rather feel right than become right. Think of how often this happens in the smallest ways. You give your opinion at dinner, and then you must defend it, not because you still believe it, but because you said it out loud. You picked a side, and now the side has picked you. The belief stops being a thought you're having. It becomes a flag you're holding, and you'd march anywhere rather than lower it. And there's a strange comfort in it. Certainty is warm, doubt is cold and open and a little frightening. So we choose the warmth again and again, even when it keeps us small. But Adam Grant offers a different idea, a softer one. He noticed that the people who learn the most, the ones who keep growing all their lives, are not the ones who are right most often. They are the ones who are quickest to notice when they're wrong, and quickest to be glad of it. For them, a mistake is not a stain to hide. It is information, a small, bright clue, pointing the way to something truer. What if being wrong was not a wound, but a doorway? What if the moment you discover you were mistaken is not a moment of loss, but a small gift? Because in that exact moment, you have just become a little less wrong, a little closer to the truth, a little more free. He calls it the joy of being wrong. And it is real. There is a lightness that comes when you finally stop defending and simply let yourself learn. The argument falls away, the tightness in the chest eases, and you realize you were never your opinions. You were always the one beneath them, watching, curious, alive. Think of a child learning the world. They are wrong about almost everything, and they do not mind at all. They guess. They're corrected. They laugh. They try again. There is no shame in it, only the pure delight of finding out. Somewhere along the way, we lose that. We start keeping score. We start fearing the red mark, the raised eyebrow, the actually, no. But that wonder is not gone. It is only sleeping. And tonight, in the quiet, you can feel it stir again. The simple joy of not yet knowing and getting to find out. So how do we live this way? How do we soften the grip in the middle of an ordinary busy life? Let me offer you a few gentle practices. Don't try to hold them all. Just let them drift over you, like quiet suggestions in the dark. The first is to detach who you are from what you think. Tonight, practice saying it inwardly. I have an opinion, but I am not my opinion. You are the sky. Your beliefs are only weather. They pass through you. They are not you. And when one of them changes, you have lost nothing. You are still here, still whole. The second is to look for the joy in being wrong. The next time someone shows you a better way, notice the small flinch, the urge to defend, and then, gently, let it go. Try to feel, instead, the quiet relief of it. Oh, I see it differently now. Treat each correction, not as a defeat, but as a tiny step closer to what's real. The third is to argue with yourself. Before you defend a belief out loud, ask yourself, softly, how might I be wrong about this? Not to torment yourself, just to leave a door open. The strongest minds are not the ones with no doubt. They are the ones brave enough to doubt themselves with kindness. The fourth is to seek out the people who disagree with you, not to fight them, to learn from them. Imagine listening to someone whose view is the opposite of yours, and instead of building your case, simply growing curious. What do they see that I cannot? There is no danger in understanding someone. Understanding is not surrender. We so often surround ourselves with echoes, with people who already agree, and it feels safe. It feels warm, but it slowly makes us smaller. The person who only ever hears their own opinion sung back to them stops being able to think at all. So let one disagreement in, gently, not as a threat, as a window, letting in a little fresh air and a little more of the world. The fifth is to ask, rather than tell. When you want someone else to think again, don't push. Pushing only makes people hold tighter. Instead, ask them gentle questions. Let them find their own way. People rarely change because they were argued into it. They change when they feel free, when someone trusted them to think for themselves. There's a quiet art to this. You don't argue. You listen. You ask what they care about and why. You find the small place where they themselves feel a flicker of doubt, and you let them tend to it. Not with pressure, but with curiosity. It turns out that the best way to open another person's mind is to stop trying to force the door and simply knock gently and wait. The person who feels respected is the only person who ever truly changes. And the sixth is to hold your beliefs with confident humility. This is the soft center of the whole book. To be confident enough, to act, to live, to care, and humble enough to know you might be wrong, not crippled by doubt, not blinded by certainty, just steady and open at the very same time, like a tree that stands tall and still bends in the wind. Arrogance is a kind of blindness. It hides our weaknesses from us, so we never grow past them. But pure doubt is its own trap. It leaves us frozen, too unsure to ever move. Confident humility is the gentle place in between. It says, I believe in myself, and I might be wrong, and both of those can be true. It is faith in your ability to learn, rather than certainty about what you already know. And there is such peace in it. You no longer have to pretend to be perfect. You only have to be willing to keep getting a little wiser. So breathe with me now. For just a moment, let all of that go. Breathe in slowly through the nose and let it fall away, out through the mouth. Feel your chest rise and soften. Feel the small weight of your hands resting wherever they rest. Feel the bed beneath you, holding all of you, asking nothing. Breathe in. I don't have to be sure. Breathe out, and that is a relief. Now you might be thinking, but if I doubt everything, how do I ever act? How do I live, or decide, or stand for anything at all? It's a fair worry, and the answer is gentle. Rethinking is not the same as never deciding. You can still choose. You can still believe deeply, and love fiercely, and stand for what matters to you. Confident humility doesn't take that away. In fact, it gives you something steadier. The person who is afraid to be wrong is never really free. Every challenge is a threat. Every new fact is an enemy. But the person who has made peace with being wrong can walk through the world with open hands. They can act boldly, precisely because they are not terrified of having to change course. Doubt, held gently, is not what stops you. It is what keeps you honest while you move. It only changes how you hold it. You commit to your values, your deepest sense of right and good. But you stay loose about the particular opinions, the strategies, the assumptions, the small certainties. You hold your values close and your opinions lightly. And that is not weakness. That is wisdom, wearing soft clothes. The truest people you have ever known were probably like this, sure of who they were and endlessly curious about everything else, grounded and still growing. You can be that too. You already have everything you need. And now, we come to the most quietly moving part, because the deepest gift of this whole book is not really about arguments, or being right, or winning anyone over. It is about who you get to become. When you let yourself rethink, you are never finished. You are never trapped inside an old version of yourself. The mistakes you made, the things you believed when you knew less, they don't have to define you. You are allowed to grow past them. You are allowed to become someone new. Quietly, all your life, there is a kind of person who stops, who decides at some point that they already know. And from that day, they slowly close. The world keeps moving, and they stay behind, defending a map of a place that no longer exists. You have met them. Perhaps you have feared becoming one of them. The ones who stopped asking. The ones for whom every new thing is a threat, rather than a wonder. And there is another kind of person, who stays open all the way to the end, who keeps wondering, keeps softening, keeps letting the world surprise them. And that person stays young somehow, not in the body, but in the eyes, in the way they meet each new day, as something still unfinished, still full of things to learn. Tonight, you get to choose to be that person, the one who is still becoming, the one who has not finished being made. And this is the deepest piece of all. You do not have to have it all figured out, not your life, not your beliefs, not yourself. You are allowed to be a work in progress, a question still being answered, a mind still gently making itself up. Think of how this lives in the small corners of an ordinary life, in the people you love, letting them change, not holding them to the person they were 10 years ago, letting them surprise you, meeting them tonight as they actually are, not as you decided they were. In your work, staying curious, asking the simple question others are afraid to ask, being willing to say, "I'm not sure, let's find out," knowing that the words "I was wrong" are not a confession of weakness, but the beginning of every good thing you'll ever learn. The strongest teams, the safest, warmest places to work and live are the ones where a person can say, "I changed my mind," and be met not with mockery, but with respect, where rethinking is not punished, but welcomed home. And in the wider world, in the loud arguments, the divided rooms, the people who seem so certain and so far from you, imagine meeting even them with a scientist's calm, not needing to win, only wondering, what does the world look like from where they stand? So much of the noise of life is just frightened people defending themselves, and a little curiosity, a little gentleness can quiet more than any argument ever could. And in your own quiet heart, being gentle with the self you used to be, the version of you who didn't know yet, who believed things you no longer believe, who made the choices that today you might not make. Don't be ashamed of them, thank them, they carried you here. And now you know a little more. And tomorrow, you'll know a little more again. And that long, slow unfolding is not a failure to arrive. It is the whole, beautiful point. So let's bring this to rest now. Let go of every idea from tonight. You don't have to hold any of it. Let the words drift off, like leaves on slow water. There is nothing to remember, nothing to get right. Just feel your breath moving on its own, in and out, asking nothing of you, the one thing in all the world you never have to think about, to do perfectly. Let your breath grow slower now, without making it so. Just notice it, the cool air coming in, the warm air going out, and with each breath out, let one more certainty go. Breathe out the need to be right. Breathe out the arguments of the day. Breathe out the version of you that had to know everything. And feel how much lighter you become, with nothing left to hold. Listen for a moment to the sounds of the night, the quiet of the room, maybe a far-off car, the soft hum of the house around you, and underneath it all, a deep and patient stillness that was here long before your worries and will be here long after. A stillness that has never needed to be right about anything and has never once been troubled by a single thought. Feel the bed holding you, the full weight of your body given over to rest, your legs heavy, your arms heavy, your thoughts growing slower and farther apart. And as you lie here, let yourself be, for tonight, the most open you have ever been. No belief to guard, no self to defend, just a soft, quiet mind, resting in the dark, willing to wake tomorrow and see the world a little newer than before. There is nothing you must figure out before you sleep. The not knowing is not a problem to solve. Tonight, it is simply a place to rest. There is nothing to prove tonight, No one to convince, no belief to defend. There is no past to carry, no future to solve. Only this, only now. Only the soft, dark quiet and your own slow breath carrying you down into sleep. You are allowed to change. You are allowed to rest. You are allowed to simply let go. Good night. Thank you for being here with me tonight. May you rest in the quiet of this moment and find your way back to the peace inside you. I'll see you with the next book